In Bangkok, you can buy an apartment and 1 year later realize that you didn't choose a district, you choose a mistake. The very same budget here can give you status and silence, stable rental income, capital growth, or complete disappointment. Today, I will show you Bangkok the way it's chosen, not by looking at a map, but by the logic of a life and money. Hello everyone, my name is Ksenia Orlova and you are watching BRICK BAHT. On this channel, we talk about investment, real estate in the capital and life in Bangkok as it really is. I often share insights that help you better understand the city and allocate your investment into a square meters wisely. You can find much more information on my Instagram. I'll be happy to see you there. And now let's move on. Why Bangkok cannot be chosen by the map? Bangkok breaks the familiar European logic. There is no single city center in the classical sense. There is no clear division into a good or bad districts. Instead, Bangkok has live corridors. They are shaped by transport, parks, business activities, and mostly important by people who live in there. That's why identical apartments in different districts rent out differently, grow in value differently, and feel completely different in everyday life. This episode is not about where it's the cheaper or not about where it's more prestigious. It's about how districts actually work for living, renting, and investing. How district value is formed in Bangkok. There are 3 factors that are almost always stronger than branding and beautiful renderings. First, transport. Walking distance to BTS or MRT is often more important than the address itself. A district without a convenient station loses even if buildings are excellent. Second, environment. Parks, hospitals, schools, offices, restaurants, not on a map, but within real everyday reach. Third, people. Japanese expats, families, office workers, Thai middle class, each group creates its own type of demand. An apartment that rents perfectly in one district can be completely illiquid in another. General price logic in the city. There is no average price in Bangkok. There are ranges. The mass and value segment starts from around 100,000 baht per square meter. The strong middle class ranges from 160,000 to 220,000 baht per square meter. Prime properties range from 220,000 to 320,000 baht per square meter. Everything related to status, brand, and rarity starts from 320 to 350,000 baht per square meter and above. It's important to understand that more expensive does not mean more profitable, and cheaper does not mean better for investment. Now let's go through the main districts of Bangkok. Langsuan, Lumpini, Chidlom, a quiet center in the most expensive area in the city. This district is rarely chosen for the first time. People usually come to it after living in Bangkok or in other global capitals. There are no tourists here and no nightlife on Sukhumvit. Instead, there is silence, greenery, and privacy right in the heart of the megapolis. Lumpini Park sets the rhythm of life. People buy here not for the view but for the feeling. Price starts from around 280,000 baht per square meter and in branded project easily reach 400 to 500,000 baht per square meter. Rent here is not mass market but expensive. A good 1-bedroom apartment can rent for 50 to 120,000 baht per month. This district is not about yield, but Kempinski, for example, can get you 8 to 10% yield. It's about capital preservation, status, and long-term ownership. Thonglor, Sukhumvit 55, a district the market chooses again and again. If you ask any broker where an apartment will definitely be rented, they will almost always say Thonglor. This is a district of long-term expats. Restaurant, clinic, school, and services are all nearby. Price range from 220,000 baht per square meter to 400,000 baht and above in the club style and ultra-luxury projects. Rental demand here is one of the most stable in the city. However, competition is extremely high. A mistake in layout, noise, or poor access can cause liquidity to drop sharply. Thonglor is an excellent district, but it requires very precise project selection. Phrom, Sukhumvit 24 and 39, a district for long-term living. Phrom is a Sukhumvit without hysteria. There are more families, less nightlife, and more predictability. M district, Benjakitti and Benjakitti Park, schools and calm streets define the area. People settle here for years. Features price range from 220,000 to 300,000 baht per square meter. Rental demand is especially strong for 2-bedroom units, which is natural for a family-oriented area. The downside is less speculative growth. The upside is stability and clarity. Sathorn Silom, business Bangkok without unnecessary noise. Sathorn is often underestimated and unfairly so. This is an area of offices, embassies, and corporate contracts. People rent here because of work, not lifestyle. Price range from 180,000 to 330,000 baht per square meter. Rental demand is stable, especially among corporate tenants. The area is heterogeneous but very resilient. Asoke for Benjakitti, a district growing before our eyes. This is one of the most interesting clusters right now. Benjakitti Park, One Bangkok, and BTS and MRT interchanges are shaping a new center of gravity. Prices are still below Phrom districts, ranging from 180,000 to 300,000 baht per square meter. The downside is construction and the transitional phase. The upside is strong growth potential. For those tired of Sukhumvit, green, calm, and shaped by cafe culture with the comfortable places of life. Price range from 160,000 to 280,000 baht per square meter near BTS station. Rental demand is even and stable. This district is not about a wow effect, it's about comfortable living. Phayathai, Ratchathewi, a practical center. Logistics, interchanges, hospitals, and universities make it a strong choice. It works well for 1-bedroom units and for people who value speed. Chatuchak, Chit, a green balance, 3 parks, open space, and the BTS and MRT interchange. Prices are lower than in the core center, but near the park they can reach up to 280,000 baht per square meter, depending on amenities and how far to BTS stations. This district is for living, not for status. Ratchada, Ladprao, mass demand and cash flow. MRT lines, offices, and strong local Thai demand shape this area. Prices range from 100,000 to 180,000 baht per square meter. Rental prices are lower, but occupancy is high. This is not a premium segment, but the number works. It's a choice for those who prefer stability over surprises. A tourist chooses Bangkok by a hotel. A resident chooses by an everyday convenience. An investor chooses it by demand and logic. Mistakes begin when these roles are mixed. A vacation apartment rarely becomes a good investment, and an investment without understanding the district rarely becomes a strong asset. Understanding the city is always more valuable than square meters. That is why I try to share as much insight as possible about this city I truly love and deeply believe in its future. I hope this was useful for you. I'll be happy to see your comments and see you in the next episodes. Bye bye.